Take you back to the UNICEF's representative, Joan Matji. She's a representative of Botswana, UNICEF in Botswana. She'll be telling us a little bit about that event that they held to celebrate Children's Day. I hope you can hear me now, Ms. Matji. Just tell us how the event went yesterday.
Thank you so much, Maseko, and greetings from the banks of the Chobe River here in Botswana. The event yesterday was a landmark event that brought together presidents of 4 countries that are joined by the newly built and opened Kazungula Bridge. We had guests from Zambia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and indeed here in Botswana. And the guests of honor, of course, were the children. However, they were convening the presidents from all the 4 countries to come and hear their voices as part of the commemoration of World Children's Day. An important day that is celebrated globally. It is the day, November 20th, when annually we celebrate the signing on of the Convention on the Rights of the Child. This is one of the most signed global conventions worldwide, and it's all around celebrating children and their rights to survival, their rights to protection, their rights to health, and their rights to be protected and to develop well.
Now tell me, in South Africa, we have a situation where women and children don't feel safe. We have crime statistics that are shocking in this country. How does it look in Botswana in terms of, children's rights and how they're treated in your country?
Thank you, Maseko. I think what we've also realized in Botswana is that COVID notwithstanding, that during the hard lockdowns, our children actually faced acts of violence against them, acts of abuse, acts of neglect. So whilst in Botswana the rates are perhaps not as high as in South Africa, the levels of rape in Botswana are the 2nd highest worldwide. So it is a big concern, and we know that the rights not only of children but also of women do tend to be violated in this manner. I do think, however, that the government of Botswana has prioritized the whole issue around tackling violence against children and women through systems that protect them both from these abuses. And it's around having child-friendly police stations that make it much more easy for children to actually report and state where there are instances of neglect and abuse and sexual violence. But also the courts are now starting to accelerate interventions that are looking at prioritizing cases against children and women in instances where they've been violated. There's still a lot more to be done. However, at a very high political level, there is commitment. And Botswana has recently joined the End Violence Against Children movement as a pathfinding country. And that basically means that the government is committed to implement key steps to ensure that the trends on violence against women and children are reversed in the coming years. And to do that, they will also be learning from the experiences of other countries that are part of the End Violence Against Children movement.
Now, of course, the statistics that you've given us, South Africa is also not, far from that. We are considered one of the most dangerous countries in the world. You've given us statistics about Botswana, rape in Botswana being the second highest around the globe. So governments all over South Africa and Botswana, or the southern region of Africa, do have systems in place, but that doesn't seem to be working if we still fall under these high statistics of crimes against women and children.
Indeed, I think one of the key issues here is how we are actually understanding the social norms that belie these acts of violence against children. We need to understand what is actually happening at the household level, the family level, and community level. Here in Botswana, we have traditional systems around the Khotla system, wherein we know that some of these cases are dealt with at the local level by the local chiefs. However, it is clear to us from the last Violence Against Children national study that was done here in Botswana some years ago, that some of the challenges are around ensuring that children and women alike feel free and at ease to report instances of violence against themselves. So to have systems that enable them to report easily. Secondly, once they do report, to actually have police stations which allow them the space, a psychological safety to report the case without belittling them or violating them even further.
All right.
Second, then, of course, we have to have courts that can actually come in and legislate against the perpetrators. Yes.
All right.